We went from what we thought was a healthy teenage girl to, well, your child has an incurable disease, and what do you do with that?
It's not just one day to the next, it's actually 1 minute to the next, because you don't know how your mind's gonna act up or your body.
If you look online with this disease, it's a really horrifying, scary disease. And so when I looked online originally, I was like, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I was sick and I wanted an answer to what was going on for me, but I definitely didn't want it to be that.
He had been watching this little kids movie sometime in the fall, and the movie became his reality, and he couldn't get out of that. And it was a kids movie, and the bad guy in the movie became like this huge monster that would attack him and would, you know, come out at night. It was really horrible.
My daughter Amber was diagnosed with the Hashimoto's encephalopathy. It took the doctors 2 weeks after her, well, when she went into her coma and everything. My daughter has no memory of around about 4-month period of that time of anything. For instance, the day that it happened, she drove my car. She drove up both of us up to the store where everything had occurred. She does not even remember driving my car or doing anything. I think we got extremely lucky. We all got there in one piece. Now she's doing pretty good. She had a little relapse after her grandmother had passed away. I had to take her to 3 different doctors in 3 different days. They are all boom, boom, boom. But got her prescribed, and they gave her steroids and some other things, and it got everything under control, so she didn't have to go into a full-blown episode.
I was a very vain person, you know, kept up, put makeup on my hair, and you know, this is embarrassing to say, it'd be 2 weeks before I take a shower because it totally exhausted me. And when you tell people, they don't understand, like, how can you be so tired that you can't reach up and wipe yourself off? You feel helpless, like you're not worth anything, and then like, wow, I'm really losing it.
When I got sick, there were so many symptoms that are very difficult to describe or that nobody really understands. Because it is so hard to explain what it is you're going through, you think that you're going crazy. Because I am still ambivalent with the diagnosis and still, you know, working my way through that process, it was important to me to know that people were still able to live a life, like my life wasn't going to be taken away. And so, I mean, there is, even though it's like a terribly devastating disease that fundamentally alters who you are as a person and your activity level and all that stuff, there is, you know, a degree of hope. When I'm having these good days, you know, Michelle will tell me, you know, you gotta take a break, or, you know, and it's like, yeah, but I don't know what I'm gonna be like in a few more days.
He got sick in November of 2011 when he was in 5th grade. In the first part of his illness, he started to like get really spacey and not be there, and had just a difficult time in school. He was coming home from school stressed and crying. He was growling. He was unintelligible. His eyes looked glazed. He would like crouch on all fours, and we actually became scared. We didn't know what to do. And when we took him to his pediatrician, she didn't know either, and she ended up sending us to a psychiatrist. What my husband and I kept saying is that this is not psychiatric, because he didn't have these issues before, and we saw them come on within a 2-week period, and then that's when they started doing the MRIs, EEGs, and blood tests. Once he had that blood test and he had the high antibody, they gave him some IV infusions, and that's when he kind of woke up. I remember him being next to me in the hospital room, and he called me Mom for the first time in 8 months, and it was like he was waking up and saying, Mom.